Chapter 3, Lesson 6. Hey there. In this next lesson, we are going to discuss how to condense time as needed. Condense time? What does that mean? Let's find out. Let's say we have an employee named Fred who started off his day working at drywall job number 123456. He worked there for 4 hours, but then he had to leave and go to a different job, number 543210. When he was completed with job 543210 2 hours later, he went back to finish job 123456 for another 2 hours. Normally on our tracking sheet we would then have 3 job entries, but we want to combine all of the time for 123456. Let's take a look at another example in the timecard tracking sheet. Our tracking sheet would start off looking like this, with multiple lines. We can see the job 950 is used twice. We want to condense his time for the 950 jobs into just one entry. We are going to add the hours of the 2 jobs that are the same. We will make these changes on both the tracking sheet and in Sage. First, let's make the change on the tracking sheet. We will simply add the hours from the same job and put it on one line. 1 hour plus 0.62 hours equals 1.62. So we will add that number to one line and delete the extra. Awesome. Now, let's combine the hours in Sage. We will open an 11.2 screen and search for the job number we need and press page down on your keyboard. Always check to make sure you are in the correct month and that the job number matches. Let's start with the Dispatch tab. In the Dispatch tab, our employee will have 2 separate entries for the time he worked that day for this job. We will scroll down to find the employee's time entries on this date. All we have to do is add the numbers together and delete the extra line. The numbers should now match in the Dispatch tab and in the timecard tracking sheet. We are going to do the same thing in the Invoice Details tab. First, find the 2 lines from the same day and same employee. We can see them here. Keep in mind that the hours on the Invoice Details screen round to the nearest quarter hour, so the time may look slightly different from the Dispatch tab. We will combine the scopes into one line if needed. Since these notes are different, we will consolidate them into one line. Double-click to open the scope and copy it from the text box. Then, close it and open the other scope box. Paste the scope information from the other scope box into this one to combine them. Save the scope notes. Now both scope notes are on the top line. If the scopes say the exact same thing, we don't need to combine them. Next, let's add the hours from these lines in the quantity column and put the combined total on one of them. 1 plus 0.5 is 1.5. I will add this to the top line that also has the adjusted scope. Then, we will delete the second line that we don't need from Invoice Details. After that, we save the record. Our time has now been condensed. We condense time for 2 reasons. The first is it helps our payroll department eliminate multiple time entries on the same jobs for the same day, making the process more organized for them. Second, it simplifies the invoice that goes to our clients so they don't have multiple lines for the same day. This wraps up how to condense time. In the next lesson, we will learn how to create a timecard tracking sheet for the next pay period. See you soon.